Hello everyone, welcome back to some Showdown of the post-narrated variety. My name is NBZ and today we are bringing you a battle from Pokemon Showdown, of course, against a man by the name of DevDog, who I found on the ladder. Where else am I going to find him? In a closet? Clearly not! This is the internet, my dear friends! And on the internet, you find people by laddering on Showdown, apparently. We have a team. We're playing Ubers, if you didn't already notice that. It's probably pretty obvious, but this was a team I made with Rich a little while back. You may recognize it. Sub Recover, Dual Stab Ho-Oh. Arceus Water, Standard Groudon. We got Sub Physical, Giratina Origin, no Hidden Power Fire on that set. A Special Offensive Fortress with Toxic and stuff, and then we got Scarf Reshiram, just to round things out nicely. Of course, my opponent has range, so we're going to be dealing with that a little bit. But aside from those little nitpicks, I feel that we're well prepared. We're ready to narrate this, so let's go. Let's start and let's begin. All right, so I'm going to lead off with Giratina O. He opts to lead with his Shaman. Now, Shaman can do not a huge amount to me. I resist the Seed Flare. Air Slash isn't going to do a huge amount because I'm bulky. If he Leech Seeds, that'll be annoying, but I think he's going to most likely sub. So in that scenario, I have nothing to lose by subbing myself, because after we're both behind subs, I can actually get rid of his with a Shadow Sneak, and then depending how he's invested with the Shaman, I should be able to actually take an Air Slash without losing my sub, and that's exactly what happens. The sub stays intact as he goes for the Air Slash and I break his. So at this point, I have nothing to fear. I'm behind a sub. I'm able to go for Dragon Tail and start phasing things out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. He decides to go into Excadrill, I guess to take the Shadow Sneak, predicting me to go for it again, but unfortunately gets hit with a solid 29% of damage, which is pretty good. Nice little chunk to do to an Excadrill, and phase him right out. Phase him out into his Tornadus Therian, which all it can really do is U-turn. Honestly, it can't lock itself into Hurricane because there's no rain up. So the best thing for him to do is to do that. Even if there was rain up, I wouldn't advise it on a sub because he'd be Dragon Tailed out regardless. But U-turns into Kyogre, who, again, I'm just going to keep spamming Dragon Tail. At this point, Dragon Tail's done me pretty well so far. Got some nice chunks onto two of his guys, and Shaman has done a lot of damage to itself. Now, in this situation, I was a little bit stupid because I saw Tornadus Theory and I was thinking, okay, what does it do? It does U-turn, it does like a fighting move, it does like a fire move, that's all it does, right? So I'm staying here with my Giratina, I won't be afraid, and then I'm going to stop doing that voice and I'm going to Dragon Tail. That's what I was thinking. Of course, me being the ditz that I am, forgot that Hurricane is like the only move ever on Tornadus Therian, and the rain is up, so that's why I stayed in. I just thought I felt the need to mention that. I just didn't think. So there you go. I guess I get confused. Do I hit myself in confusion? We'll see. Well, yes, I do, and yeah, I'm almost dead. But I feel like I can save Giratina O for some reason. And I decided to go into Groudon. A little bit ballsy, I guess, because if he does hit Hurricane, it's not going to turn out well. Groudon doesn't take them too kindly. But fortunately, because I get the Sun up, he no longer has them 100% accurate, misses the Hurricane, and I'm now able to go for any move I so please. I'm thinking he's going to predict the Stone Edge and go into something like Dialga or Excadrill. So I go for the Earthquake, which is pretty nice. It does a nice amount to the Kyogre as it comes in. But the Weather War is still ongoing, and until Kyogre is down, then we shall have to battle on. But at this point, I feel like Giratina O is the perfect death fodder. I don't really want anything else to come in and take a hit, so kind of helps me find out what type of Kyogre he is, what kind of move he wants to go for, and looks like he has lefties and Surf, which means, you know, no threat of Specs or Scarf or anything, which I guess is kind of nice. Allows me to go into Groudon, set up the Sun, and then I believe go for Rocks maybe here, or no, Stone Edge. That's what I do, because I thought he would go into his Tornadus, predicting the Earthquake again. So get off a nice Stone Edge on the Shaman. It's almost dead. Freaking lives with 1%, goddammit. Are you kidding me right now? But knowing that he's going to be pressured into a situation where he's going to want to go for Seed Flare, he can't sub, of course, so I go into my resistance with my Reshiram. Take it pretty nicely. Unfortunately, special defense drop happens, but not going to matter because, ladies and gentlemen, we are running Scarf Reshiram here. Allows me to outspeed, go for the Dragon Pulse, and finish Shaymin Shkay. Shaymin Shkay! Oh yes, Shaymin Shkay is now gone, so we're looking pretty nice here. Goes into Deoxys attack, which is a huge threat, and I definitely want to just weaken it or get it down to the point where I can kill it initially or something like that. So that's why I stay in with Reshiram, and I kind of sacrificed my Reshi for no reason when I could have gone to Arceus Water and taken the hit better, but then I was like, well, whatever, I don't really care. At this point, his Deoxys attack has now got lowered special attack, which means that I can take advantage of that by going to Ho-Oh and setting up a sub as he switches, or setting up a sub as he's not able to do much to me. Works out pretty nicely because it goes out into Dialga, and hey, ladies and gentlemen, when the sun is up in the sky, there's no rain pouring down, it's a pretty bright day. Bright day for Ho-Oh to be burning and Sacred firing off all the hits, and that's exactly what it does. Unfortunately, Dialga gets the opportunity to set up Stealth Rocks, though. All is not in vain, because I do have Fortress around, so he can potentially spin later on, and there are no ghosts on my opponent's end, so I'm just going to take advantage of the situation he's giving me. He's apparently just wants to set up Stealth Rock and let his Dialga die, which I am perfectly okay with. He's probably supposed to switch in Kyogre now, because then he would get rid of my Rain, and, you know, wouldn't be able to fire off the Sacred Fires anymore, but ends up being slower. Ho-Oh is just going to muscle his way through this Kyogre. Kyogre down, and Ho-Oh's looking pretty nice behind this sub here. He's thinking, okay, I got this in control now. You know, Tornadus can come in and maybe Hurricane me, but aside from that, should be good to go. In comes Excadrill. I'm like, why are you going to go into Excadrill? That doesn't make much sense. Turns out he's running Scarf Excadrill, which works in the sense that it takes out my sub with a Rock Slide, but even with the Rain to back it up, there's no way he's going to be living a Sacred Fire, so it just straight up kills him and dies. Excadrill's done. So now we've got Tornadus Therian to deal with. I guess the Hurricane's a bit of a pain in the ass, so I don't want to stay in with Ho-Oh to take one, even though, you know, potentially I can take it relatively well because I have great special defense, and you know, I'm a Ho-Oh in general. But, you know, I decided, well, now his Kyogre's dead, we might as well just get the sun back up, make sure that I have the weather advantage, and his Tornadus Therian is basically kind of screwed at this point. I actually managed to dodge 2 Hurricanes with good old Groudon and set up Stealth Rocks, and finally hits on the 3rd attempt, confuses me, but really I should have this game in the bag at this point because Tornadus Therian has no real, you know, move that he is solidly going to be able to go for, because Hurricane's in the sun and there's no guarantee of the 100% hit ratio. I managed to roar him into the Deoxys just to kill it with the Stealth Rock, and then he's going to come back in, take 25% Stealth Rock himself, and either I'm going to die to a Hurricane or to my own confusion, which is what I'm thinking, and then I can basically bring in Ho-Oh or Arceus or whatever the hell I feel like. Either of those two can pretty much clean up at this point. And turns out that, well, Hurricane misses, I don't get confused, I snap out confusion. Not only that, but I actually hit a Stone Edge. All those things managed to line up. It's like Hacks was actually in my favor for once. It's pretty amazing. And there you go. That was a quick match. I may have another one after this. We'll see. If not, thanks for watching, and yeah, goodbye.